Hi, my name is Delaney Schlesinger-Devlin, and today I'm here in the tea garden.
Hi, I'm Taylor Mcintyre. My pronouns are they, them. I am a second year standing. I transferred though. I do not have a title for my degree yet, but I'm trying to integrate history, educational psychology, and database administration. And my last co-op, I worked as a teacher at Scattergood Friends School.
What is it? Scattergood's elementary school? What?
No, not an elementary school. It's a middle and high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So where is this place? Why is it named Scattergood? Do you know that, please?
I do not know. I'm so sorry.
Okay. But where is it?
It's in West Branch, Iowa. Also, I think it's very important that you know that they have community meeting every week, and part of community meeting every week was something called Scatterbrains, it was just like people sharing thoughts about something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I just thought that was very important to share.
Like, it's very much Antiochian to have
No, Scattergood is so Antiochian. Like, they're so similar.
Can you describe the vibe of the place? It sounds very typical Antiochian community meeting, scatterbrained.
Yeah. It's just like Antioch. Like, it's very small, it's very, like, communal, like, very community focused. Like, everybody's just, like, everybody knows each other, and there's but it's also like a high school as opposed to a college, so it's like, it's a little more intense just because I think it is naturally more intense to have like 15-year-olds at a boarding school than like 19-year-olds at a college. I think it's just a more intense environment for them, and so they have more intense reactions. And also it's like you've got the Quaker aspect of it. It is a Quaker boarding school, Tuesday through Friday. We had just like collection, which was like a 15-minute Quaker meeting, and then every Monday we would have straight up Quaker meeting in the afternoon for about an hour. If you're not familiar with Quaker meeting, like, essentially it's there's so many bugs.
This is such a great location. Oh my god, okay. Focusing.
Yeah, focusing. If you're not familiar with Quaker meeting, it's basically a whole group sits in silence for however much time is allotted. Some some meetings are specific, so you're supposed to be thinking about a certain topic, but most of them are general. And the idea is you're just connecting with the light, connecting with people around you, and if you feel like compelled or inspired to share anything that you think other people would appreciate hearing, then you can stand up and speak and share that. There's no like preacher or pastor or anybody. There is a clerk who's responsible for paying attention to the time and telling everyone when to dismiss, but yeah, it's really cool.
Did you know it was a Quaker school before you went? Is that like one of the reasons you wanted to go, or is that kind of okay? Yeah. Say more. Why?
I am very interested in Quakerism. That's part of why it's called Scattergood Friends School, because Quakers call themselves Friends, the Society of Friends. In the fall term, I attended Quaker meeting regularly. I haven't been attending this term because I've been going home every weekend. It's something that I'm really interested in and feel really connected to, I guess. And so, yeah, that was definitely a part of my motivation for going.
So it's a Quaker school. You're interested in Quakerism. What did you do at this school? You said you were a teacher there?
Yes. Teaching was the main thing that I did, but I did so much stuff. So it's going to be a list. I taught English as a second language to an advanced English student. She was a high school student. She was an advanced English student, and she was from France. She was lovely to work with. She was super sweet. And I met with her 3 days a week. We spent a lot of time reading together. We started with something by Jules Verne, I can't remember, and then we ended up reading The Hobbit together. And we started out I would read a paragraph or two, and then she would read that same paragraph or two once or twice or three times, however many times it took her to feel comfortable, with her pronunciation and stuff, and I would correct her if she needed it. And then we'd move on and just kept doing that until by the time that I stopped working with her, she was just reading by herself and got really smooth. I was so proud of her. And then the second thing I did was I taught computer programming, specifically HTML and CSS, to a group of middle schoolers, which it was the entire middle school class. But honestly, they were really sweet. They were absolutely insane because they're middle schoolers, but they were really sweet. But it was a one-room schoolhouse type of situation with the middle schoolers because there were 12 of them in total. And so 6th, 7th, and 8th grade were all together for pretty much all classes, and the teachers would just give them different stuff to work on. And so I just had time with them twice a week. So I worked with them twice a week. We used Khan Academy, and just by the time that I had to leave, the students were working on creating their own websites, which is really exciting for them and for me. And some students weren't as into it, and they were like, fine, I'll do this, or they didn't do it. And then some students like went way ahead and far above and beyond and like completed courses. They were like, I'm studying this language now, can you help me? And I'm like, I'm so sorry, I've never studied that, like I can Google it for you. But I can't help. But it was really exciting. And then I worked in the library as an assistant. I did that like every day because they had what they called crew time. Every single student, staff, and faculty member during this certain time of day would work on different crews. And most crews were like, West Dorm, East Dorm, Main Hall. And essentially we were doing, or they were doing janitorial work. And I was on the library crew. And so I was working on library projects. I cataloged so many books because any new books that we had, they had just started a new catalog system, and so I created a knitting club as well as a computer science club for the high schoolers who wanted to learn about that stuff, and that met about once or twice a week or something. I helped out for a bit with the school musical that they were putting on. They were putting on Godspell.
What was your favorite part of your co-op?
Favorite part was definitely just the teaching. Like, I thought it was so fun. I loved working with Elise. I loved working with the middle schoolers. It was so, like, satisfying to see them progress and, like, get better at what they were doing and learn more. It was just, like, I don't know, it makes your heart feel full. It's like, wow, I'm actually helping these, like, kids. Like, it was lovely. And the people were lovely in general. Also, the food. Oh my God. The food was so good.
Good.
I honestly, I still think about it some days. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to have a potato soup that good ever again in my life.
Nice.
Like,
that's a good vibe. Do you wish that you had heard some sort of advice before you left for this?
Really, if I could give myself any advice, like, stop overthinking it. Like, calm down. Like, because honestly, before I went, I was so, like, what lessons am I going to learn? What am I going to do? Like, this is defining the rest of my life. Like, like, this is so big and everything is so important. And, oh my God, I'm going away from I'm like, calm down. Like, literally nothing I did was actually that deep. Nothing was that hard. Like, it was so much bigger in my head than it actually was in real life. Mm-hmm. And so if I could give myself any advice, it would be just calm down, drink water, journal, you'll be fine. Like, and also, like, don't try to pick, like, the theme of what you're going to learn from it before you do it. Because that was something I was doing. I was like, I'm going to learn how to be on my own or do this or do that. And it's like, no, you don't know what you're going to learn until you get there. Like, just relax.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
I kind of agree. Like, I remember a lot of co-ops, like, setting goals the first week and being like, I'm going to be so, like, mentally stimulated and, like, and then, like, just being so exhausted for my co-op or just, like, doing things that were, like, really important but, like, not at all what my initial goals were. That I would, like, look back and I'd be like, I didn't finish my goals. But then I would have, like, a laundry list of other things that I, like, had learned about.
Like, I think it is valuable to set goals to make sure that you're, like, not doing anything. But, like, if you're going and you're gonna have stuff that you're gonna be doing, like, I'm not saying don't set goals, but I'm saying be very flexible. Exactly. Exactly. Because, like, the goals that you go in with might not be the goals that you accomplish, like, by the time you're out.
And that's, like, totally fine. Like, I kind of think in some ways it's better because then you're, like, learning new things and just, like, being pushed into the deep end of stuff that you didn't even know existed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool. No, I do think that's some good advice. How do you see this co-op affecting your Antioch career, whether that's in future co-ops, in the classroom, and how you engage with community? Like, how do you see it kind of affecting you now?
Well, for starters, it definitely affirmed the fact that I want to be a teacher and that I want to teach English as a foreign language. And so right now I'm actually working with the co-op department to plan a co-op in Barcelona this fall where I will be going and obtaining, like, an official certification in teaching English as a foreign language, essentially, so that for my final co-op when I'm a senior, I plan to go abroad somewhere and teach English as a foreign language full time for my co-op. And then, so it's definitely, I mean, those are things that I probably would have done even if I hadn't co-opted at Scattergood, but it's just like, I feel like otherwise I would have been more anxious about it. Like, is this really the path I want to be on? And I felt that way before, but now I'm like, yeah, I know I want to do this. That was really fun. That was really rewarding, and it's definitely something I want to pursue further. And so I am. And so, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's like the benefit of co-op is you get it. You either try something and you realize you are absolutely in love with it and want to do that forever, or you try something and you're like, I will never again approach this realm of topic. Like there's no between.
Exactly.
And so I'm happy that you are confirmed. Okay, well, I think that's it. So thank you so much.
Of course.